So you want to start trading crypto with leverage. However, you don't want to get wrecked within your first week. Welcome to episode 1 of my free crypto futures trading bootcamp. Over 3 quick videos, I'm going to take you from a complete beginner to confidently placing smart, risk-managed trades using 𝗵𝗵𝗃, the platform I use every day to trade Ethereum. So today, I'll be showing you how to create your account, how to fund it, and how to place a position, a trade, and we'll be setting a stop loss and a take profit as well. If you want to follow along exactly with me, be sure to use the link just beneath this video for 𝗵𝗵𝗃. It's a bonus link and no restrictions, so you can use 𝗵𝗵𝗃 from anywhere in the world. When you sign up and deposit using that link, you'll get $500 as a sign up deposit. It's up to $500. It's a 20% cashback on your first deposit. 𝗵𝗵𝗃 is great UI, great security, all the coins, and much more, which we'll find out in this video. So this is the 𝗵𝗵𝗃 exchange. It might look slightly different when you're watching this video. This is a current competition they have. They always have competitions and giveaways and such. But like I said, great platform, great UI. You can use it, of course, on mobile as well. So let me show you how you can make a deposit. There are several ways of doing it. You can deposit crypto. You can actually use a credit or debit card, but I do believe you need to go through the KYC verification to do that. But even without the restrictions and verification, you can deposit crypto. So for example, if you have a Coinbase account, Kraken account, you can buy crypto and easily send it there. And the way that you're going to do that is select your cryptocurrency. So let's say, for example, you may have had USDT. You can select your chain. Of course, make sure that you're sending it from the chain that you're sending it from. So usually it will be 𝗕𝘆𝗯𝗶, that's the Ethereum network, but could be the 𝗕𝘆𝗯𝗶. And you can get your address or the QR code from just down below. You press copy, you paste it into the exchange you're sending it from, and it's as simple as that. That's how you fund your 𝗵𝗵𝗃 account using crypto. There are some other great ways of depositing funds to 𝗵𝗵𝗃, for example, like fiat deposits from your bank and one-click buy, even with Google Pay and Apple Pay. But again, I do believe that you need to be fully verified to deposit that way. Feel free to try because the rules and regulations change and it depends where you're watching this video from. But the easiest way is to simply deposit crypto. So now with some funds in your account, we can start trading futures. And you can see in my futures account here, I've got just over $1,000. If your funds are, for example, in your spot account, you can easily move funds around by just pressing the transfer button. For crypto trading with leverage, you're going to want to have it in your futures account. So we're going to go up to futures, and the first thing we're going to be looking at together is USDT pairs. So that means we're using USDT with the cryptocurrency of our choice as opposed to using the coin margin. I'll explain what that is in the next part of the video. So let's go over to ETH USDT. So we're going to start simple. We're going to be using isolated margin, which is what I recommend for any beginner. It keeps this trade separate from any other balance that we may have in our account. We're going to select, for easy maths, 10x leverage. On Ethereum, you can go up to 100x. The higher the leverage, the higher the risk is of the trade. It means that your liquidation price is going to be much nearer to the entry point. We'll talk more about that when we set our stop loss, but for now, we're going to use 10x leverage, and we're going to open it with market, which means we can instantaneously open the trade from the order book. This order book shows people that are buying and selling. If we were to set a limit order, it means that we can set the price that we're happy to enter at should the price get to that level. But for now, market order, we're going to use 10x leverage. And if we were to use our entire balance here, instead of opening a trade that's just $1,093, we're actually opening a trade that is $10,900 because we're using 10x leverage. And it's allowing us to go long with over 4 Ethereum, which would be about $10,000. Now, before we open the trade, we do want to set a stop loss and take profit. Now, for easy analysis, this video isn't so much about technical analysis. That will be in video 2, if you're going to stay with me and watch the next one. But just to show you a very basic range on this chart so we can set a stop loss and take profit, what we need to do here is set a support level, which I would suggest is approximately there, resistance approximately there. So basically, if this trend breaks, we want to set a stop loss. So let's set our stop loss below 2,400, because if it breaks this support level, we want to be stopped out to not stand the risk of the price going all the way down. So we want to set our stop loss, I would suggest for this trade, again, basic analysis, but we want to set it at $2,385, which would be approximately there. It would be way under this support. So 2,385. Now the take profit, we might want to set at the top of this range because that is a resistance level. Let's set it at 2,840. So we're going to set our TP as 2,840. And you can see here that our profit stands to be $1,127 against a loss potential of $766. So the risk to reward is positive, but ideally in normal situations, you want to look for better risk to reward. But this is more for the purpose of opening a trade. Now, very important, my liquidation price is 2,324, but we don't need to worry about that because we will hit our stop loss before we get to that liquidation price. You always want to cover your liquidation price. So the liquidation price is down here, 2,324, but our stop loss is above it at 2,385. So that's fine. So we can press open long. It's going to show us our liquidation price. We're going to press confirm. And we're in a trade, ladies and gentlemen. We have this trade open. So with that trade open, it would only necessarily close if it hits the TP of 2,840 or the stop loss of 2,385. At the moment, we are down $22. And I'm actually not going to let this trade run carry on its course because it's for demonstration purposes only. I'm going to take my loss of about $20 with you in this video. And yeah, that's the cost of just making this video. If you want to support me, make sure when you sign up for 𝗵𝗵𝗃, use the link below because I'll earn a small bonus as well as you. But that's fine. We'll take a small loss for now. I'm going to close it with market. You could close it with a limit order, so you can set the price you want to close it at. But yeah, it's about, currently it's $18 loss. We're going to close it, market, and we're going to close the entire position. So that's how you close it manually should you not want to wait for the stop loss or take profit. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to open a CoinM perpetual trade. CoinM perpetual uses the coin as the collateral. What do I mean? So, for example, if you've got Ethereum, you can actually open a trade using Ethereum rather than selling it for USDT. The benefit of doing this, if you're longing Ethereum and the price of Ethereum goes up, not only is your trade in profit, it's in profit in Ethereum. So the profits are rising in the asset, which is Ethereum. So you're kind of getting a double-edged sword or a double whammy for profits. And it's definitely the way that I like to trade cryptocurrencies in a bull market. So let me show you how that works. So in order to trade coin margin, you're going to need one of these cryptocurrencies, either Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. I'm going to carry on with my Ethereum example, seeing as it's the coin that I cover the most on my channel and trade the most. So you'll need to go over to your assets, because at the moment in my futures account, I have USDT and we want some Ethereum. So I can easily press the convert button. I can exchange USDT for ETH by putting in ETH. And we're going to transfer that entire $1,060. I'm going to press confirm. And 𝗵𝗵𝗃's very clean, sleek UI will exchange it for me at hardly any cost at all and put it into Ethereum. So know that now that USDT is in Ethereum. So what we can now do is go back to futures, CoinM, and to ETH USD. Now we're not using USDT as margin, we're using Ethereum as the margin. The same principles apply with whether it's isolated or cross. I still recommend to use isolated. The leverage as well, you can select your leverage up to 100x. Again, we'll use 10x as an example, and again using market order. But the difference now is that if I use my entire balance, it's all in Ethereum terms. My balance is in Ethereum, and I won't set a stop loss take profit because I showed you the example before. I'm just going to open a long to show you what it looks like. But now our profits and our losses are not in dollars but in Ethereum. It does show you the conversion into dollars, but the benefit here is if the price of the trade goes up, then your profits are in Ethereum, which of course is increasing as well. So that's actually how I would recommend to trade Bitcoin, Solana, or Ethereum if you're going long. Just a quick chat about leverage and liquidation, because these two L's are really how 99% of crypto traders get wrecked. So it's really important that you understand this, and I'm going to explain it in very simple terms. Let's say you're using 5x leverage, and for easy maths, you've got $100. So your $100 using 5x, for those of you that are good at maths, you'll know that that's $500. So your $100 has become $500 in buying power, or selling power if you're shorting. However, it means that just a 20% drop can liquidate your position. That's why it's so important to use a stop loss to always protect your liquidation price. The same math applies if you were using 10x leverage. That 20% move towards against your entry price becomes just a 10% move. If you're using 20x, just 5% away from your entry, and you're going to get liquidated. So the higher the leverage, yes, the more gains you can make quicker, but you can also get wrecked quicker as well. So bear that in mind. Sometimes you may want to use higher leverage if you're doing low time frame scalp positions. However, always set your stop loss before the liquidation price can hit. That's why this bootcamp really is all about smart trading. And we'll cover more about the strategy and risk in the next two videos. In the next video, I'm actually going to show you a simple strategy that I use for trading Ethereum that I find a really high win rate and has made me a lot of money over the years. I use simple tools like RSI, which is the relative strength index, moving average, and something called the Fibonacci retracement method. These are all proven beginner indicators and analysis that you can use to start making money very quickly. We'll combine all that in what we've learned today. So once again, link down below to sign up for FEMX and get up to 20% as a cashback bonus, up to $500. Once again, there's no restriction. Wherever you are in the world, you can use FEMX. Great UI, great security, and great liquidity, which means you can trade any coins, altcoins, meme coins as well. And before we go on to episode 2, I'll mention as well that I have a very handy AI crypto analysis tool called CoinGPT. I'll link that down below as well. It helps you get stop loss and take profit from the analysis point of view. And it's great to use along with your trading. It allows you to analyze any coin, any time frame. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. The playlist link's down below as well.